Hedera Hbar. So this is why so many people are buying up Hbar in the past couple of days, or even in a month as well, as we've seen some nice gains. They are all going in Hbar, and I'm going to be showing you the exact reason as to why they are doing this. Now you can see over here that we're pretty much in the green in the overall market. It is a Monday, so starting the week off, and it's pretty much the end of the month for March. As I always say, subscribe to the channel if you do want your daily Hedera Hbar news. And of course, do consider liking the video as well, as it helps out the channel. If you do want to support me, you can become a member, but obviously no pressure if not. And of course, always write down in the comments below anything that you want to say, for example, how much Hbar that you hold, or if you are having a good week so far. Now, let's first take a look at the price of Hbar. I mean, we're currently up by 5.4%. And you'll see over here that we are trading at 11 cents so far. So not doing too bad, right? Considering the fact that we did actually have that pullback. But I'm going to be showing you the reason as to why so many people are buying in. And the reason is because we have this real world use case, right? With Hbar Foundation, they said over here on the 24th of March, did you know that the Hedera Consensus Service white paper was written by Lehman Bird and also co-authored by IBM, and the HCS enables countless use cases stretching across deep in IoT and AI data integrity, supply chains, and also beyond. So this is obviously big considering the fact that IBM were involved. And we also know that Lehman Bird has many qualifications, specifically in AI and other realms as well. So he is very knowledgeable. But this is the thing, right? With Hedera, we have many of these use cases, and it just goes to show that we are not really all about the hype. Sometimes we are, but we actually have things that back us up. And this is how we are able to beat other networks and in terms of the competition. And it's why we saw one project that migrated from Polygon or Matic in terms of their network and actually moved over to the Hedera network, because they are seeing the benefits when it comes to this. And one of the reasons as to why I like Hedera is that we have all of the fundamentals on board, so nobody can really question all of these things. Also, we have in the 44.9 billion transactions that we have now achieved on the mainnet so far. On the testnet, we currently have 196.7 million. So of course, with the testnet, these aren't the real world transactions, but still the testnet is for developers to use, and of course they will be building projects on this, but the mainnet is the one to focus on, right? And I did say that my prediction for 40 billion in terms of the transactions, I think roughly a couple of weeks ago, was probably mid-March, so we're not doing too bad in terms of that target in general. Once we hit the 45 billion transactions, it's a milestone, right? Because I remember back in January where we were currently sitting at 35 billion transactions, meaning that we have now increased by 10 billion in just around about 2 months. So obviously it's not just a number, right? Higher that we go, this just goes to show that we have all of these real world use cases and transactions on the Hedera network, and this means that no one can really talk about Hedera and say, well, we don't have this or we don't have that, because the numbers don't align. Now, in terms of my next target that I have for the mainnet, it's going to be 50 billion, so that's only an extra 5 billion compared to where we are as of now, and I'm definitely going to say that we should be able to hit this probably in the 3rd week in April, or possibly the end, as I'm going to give roughly around about 2 to 3 weeks in order for us to hit another 5 billion, which really shouldn't be that hard in general, especially as we're seeing more projects move over to the Hedera network. We also have over here coming in from Comrade ML, mark your calendar, the countdown to the launch of DaVinci Graph on MEX has begun. So that was on the 24th of March, and of course we have the countdown in 16 hours. And in terms of the launch of DaVinci Graph going on to MEXC, that is in a crypto exchange, and so that is some really bullish news that we have. Also coming in from DaVinci Graph, whilst we were talking about them, on the 22nd of March they did do a poll saying what is the next big thing in crypto, and so they asked for all of your guys' opinions, and the options were Bitcoin to 100k, Ethereum flips Bitcoin, Hedera explosion, which is of course the choice that I made, or AI crypto coins. And now some of these do actually seem unlikely, you know, for example with Bitcoin to 100k or about AI crypto coins. Now I don't think that I'm actually certain about the Ethereum flips Bitcoin. If that even were to ever happen, that would probably be far in the future, but it is highly unlikely. If we actually have a look at the Bitcoin price as of now, it's sitting at $67,000, so we really are only $33,000 away from $100,000 in general. And I don't think that it will be that hard to even hit $100,000 going forward for Bitcoin, not only when we have the Bitcoin halving, but I just think as time goes on and more institutions actually buy it up, I definitely think that we should be able to hit that price target. And again, some people may be shocked, some people may not be, and they probably thought that they should have bought in earlier on, but that is the thing with crypto. And of course, AI crypto coins, we know that they actually saw a little bit of explosion, I suppose, and more hype being spoken about roughly around about last year. They still are pretty hot though in general, so do keep an eye out for them. But I chose Hedera Explosion. Now by explosion, what would be a good HBAR price for me in general would be $1, right? I mean, the short-term target that I'm looking for next is 15 cents, and then it'll be 20 cents. So of course, in terms of going to $1 for that explosion, it is going to be an extra 80 cents that we do actually have to reach. So we could actually be far off from there, but still, what do you guys think? Let me know it down in the comments below which one of these options are likely. Before we have a look at the price action of both Source and HBAR for today, we have this video coming in from HBAR Bull talking about the airdrops and how they can actually be done smoother as well. So let's take a look at this.
Ed, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me, Brandon. Happy to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure. Now, Ed, there's a new HIP, a Hedera improvement proposal that's aimed at making airdrops easier and more seamless. So what are the issues with how airdrops are currently done on Hedera, and how will this HIP, if adopted and implemented, of course, how will that address those issues?
That is correct. So this HIP that is being proposed is all about making token airdrops frictionless and more compatible with very unique capabilities that we have on Hedera. And one example of those capabilities are token associations, right? So it's just all about removing frictions with those token association capabilities. So when we think about the way airdrops are done today and how unique Hedera is, there's no spam tokens on Hedera because owners of accounts opt in to receive those tokens. Now, we also have users where they want to receive tokens more smoothly in a more frictionless manner. And so how do we get around the issue of association? Well, we also have this capability of automatic associations where people can say, hey, I have a slot where I can receive any token. But we can go a step further and make those airdrops more frictionless. So to give you an example of what the HIP enables, it allows for more control of that airdrop process. So it introduces new transaction types, airdrop transaction types, where the receiver, if they're not associated with a token, that transaction goes into a pending state. Therefore, the receiver can then reject or accept that token, even if they're not associated with it. And it also changes some details around the fee structure. So if an association happens, then the sender would be paying for that fee. Now, for those details around how the fee structure changes or who pays the fee, I would suggest taking a look at the HIP that is being proposed. And then the other component that is great about this HIP is that as a sender of the airdrop, I have control, because if that token goes into a pending state, then I can, after a certain time or at my discretion, I can choose to recall that token if it's not associated, right? So you can.
And just a disclaimer out there that Hedera does not actually perform airdrops themselves. And if you do see anything about Hedera performing airdrops on other X pages, then do know that this is a scam. And obviously we have two examples over here that do airdrops. So we have Grelf and we also have Earthlings Land. In terms of Grelf, I think they have been doing pretty well with their price action, as they did actually hit $1.50 a couple of weeks ago. Let's have a look at the price of Source today. We are currently trading at 15 cents. We are up by 5.76% on the 1-day chart. For the volume, we are up by 30.52%, and we're trading at $2.91 million. So we saw that nice climb up over here. Pretty good stuff coming in from Source. On the 7-day chart, we are down by 2.38%. So we started off the week at 15 cents. We did go to a low to 0.1329, and then we picked back up again to 15 cents so far. And on the 1-month chart, as you can see, we are down by 14.6%. So we started off the 1st of March at 22 cents at that nice high. We pulled all the way back to 13 cents at 0.136. And so from that massive high point over here, we did lose around about 7 cents in general. And again, but it just goes to show that Source is still doing pretty strong despite that 7 cent drop, because we did actually go to 0.1379, but we have picked up by roughly around about 2 cents. Let's see if we're able to maintain this level or if we do pull back to the 13 cent mark again. So the price action for HBAR today, we're currently trading at 11 cents. On the 1 day chart, again, we are up by 5%, and on the 1 week, we are down by 3.6%. We started off the week at 11 cents, and we did go to a low to 0.0998, but we picked back up again to 11 cents. And then, of course, we did go to 0.106, and now we are at that 11 cent mark. On the 1 month chart, we are up by 1.3%. Pretty much, you can see this like head and shoulders pattern. And we did go to that high of 0.136. So for the short-term target for the HBAR, I am looking for 15 cents. But from this 11 cent move, let's see if we can go back up to 13 cents so far, if we see more upside action. If we do go to the downside, then I'm looking at the mid-range of 9 cents. Guys, if you want daily Hedera Hbar coin news and Source swap, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.